I didn't go on a single date. Go up around just basically this circle loop. $112 in food. We'll just round it up to 120. My favorite town in all of Sri Lanka. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Backpacking with Banger. In this video, I'm gonna share with you guys all the best advice and tips if you're gonna be heading to Sri Lanka. I wish somebody on YouTube would have made a video that I'm gonna be making right now. All the places to go to, places to avoid, what to expect, prices. I'll bring out a map in a little bit and show you guys the best itinerary to spend your holiday vacation in Sri Lanka. I just completed 1,100 miles operating a motorbike in Sri Lanka. That's about 1,800 kilometers, and I saw the vast majority of Sri Lanka. So in this video, stay tuned if you want to see the best tips and advice and what you can expect traveling to this beautiful country. First off, let's talk about the price. I was there for 28 days. 27 of the days were on motorbike. I rented the motorbike through a company called Sri Lanka Bike Rental. And I was pretty pleased with the company, but I feel like I paid more than I should have. I could have found a better deal for cheaper. It cost me $210 for 27 days. You could probably find something for $120, but I wanted to go with this reputable company to where if anything happens to the motorbike, breaks down, that they would come out, they would send out a new bike, and they had insurance, so I was well covered with that company. The helmet didn't fit very well, so I ended up buying a new helmet for about $13. And the visa to enter, I didn't realize that you want to get a visa within like 5 days prior or 3 days prior, because if you just show up, you can get a e-visa, or you can get a visa on arrival. It's $10 extra. But if you do it online, it'll save you $10 and less waiting around when you get to the airport. It wasn't too big of a hassle. I think what I paid was, I think it was $60. It was either $50 or $60 when I showed up to the airport. But you can do it online and save $10 that way. Food for my excursion, I was getting breakfast and lunch, or I was actually just mainly getting lunch and dinner. Average meals, I was looking at maybe $2. Some of the meals I had were as low as 50 cents, and some of the more expensive meals I got, like pizza, was more like $6 or $7. But I'd say on average I was spending right around $2 a meal and getting two meals a day. So $4 a day times 27. I ate it was about $112 in food. We'll just round it up to 120. And getting water, gasoline for my motorbike, entrance fees into some of the temples, and going to see elephants. All of that was right around $200 for the month. Hotels, on average I was spending $11 a night on my hotels. I had the cheapest hotel in my life for $6 a night, and some of the other hotels I got, I never paid more than $15 per night. So on average $11 a night for 28 nights. I'm looking at $308 for hotels. And everything else, you're looking at, grand total, from my math, you're looking at $958 for one person to get a motorbike, go explore Sri Lanka. But I spent about $1,000 $150. Other stuff that I bought, maybe whatever else I needed along the way, I bought. So yeah, I know you can travel by yourself in Sri Lanka for less than $1,000 for a month and rent motorbike, cruise around basically the entire country. I'm going to show you guys the map in just a moment so I can show you guys where to go, where I went, what to avoid, and what to expect. Let's check out the map. Alright guys, so let's check out the map here. Here's India and Sri Lanka is right over here. Let's zoom on in and get started here. Where you want to go and what to expect. So generally, well, not generally, always, you're going to be flying into Colombo right over here. And it's close to the little town of Negombo. The airport is actually closer to Negombo than it is Colombo. So I stayed 2 nights in Negombo where I rented motorbike. It's a cool little beach town. And it's good to spend a couple of days. A lot of travelers I met, they got to the airport and took a taxi directly to the center of the island, to Kandy, or they went to a different area. But for me, I wanted to take my time. I had 27 days. So I started in Negombo and I drove up here to a little town known for kite surfing. Here it is, Kalpatia. I would avoid going to Kalpatia unless you like windsurfing. There was literally nothing going on over here. It was even hard to find anywhere open to eat food or really do anything. It was kind of a bust. So I only spent 1 night here. I want to tell you guys before I get any further that everywhere north of Dambulla is nothing but flat. This whole section right here, everything above my finger is nothing but flat. I mean, there wasn't even a single hill. I didn't see a single mountain. When I was motorbiking, there wasn't even a gain of elevation of like 1 or 2 feet. It was so flat for so long that I never knew that. And a lot of travelers, they generally don't even go up in this area. So I was basically the only foreigner in this whole area. And I did go to Trincomalee. Went up here. I thought I was gonna stay the night here, but honestly, it was so boring up here. I kept going. I was gonna go to Jaffna, but I honestly, I just couldn't take the roads any longer. It was just flat and so boring that I wanted to get to the mountains. So I drove down through here. Anuradhapura is cool. Some nice areas here. Dambulla is nice, but honestly, I would avoid this whole area going north. The route that most people do is basically here, down through Kandy, Ella, down here, and then through the South Beaches, which I'll get to that in a minute, my favorite area. But yeah, there were so many cops on this road from north to south that I got pulled over twice on my little scooter, but they did not give me a ticket. Honestly, there was just nothing much going on up here. It really didn't get exciting until I got up into the city of Kandy, which I spent a couple of nights at. And then from there, a lot of people do the train ride from Kandy to Ella, but since I had a motorbike, I could not do that. And I heard so many stories from other travelers saying that it was a nightmare trying to get a train ticket, and they had to wait like 2 days to even get on the train, and they said they did not have an enjoyable experience. Unfortunately, I heard that from a few different travelers. So hopefully in the future they'll be able to smooth that out a little bit more so travelers can get through. But I motorbiked it. It was very beautiful. I mean, plantations of tea and waterfalls. It started getting more exciting when I got into the mountains near Nuwara Elia. There were just so many waterfalls here. I would see like 30 waterfalls a day. They were just coming down from everywhere. So you can cruise down here, and then you get down to Yala. I hadn't gone to any of the national parks because of the price. They were like $70 for an excursion, and I thought I was going to do an excursion in Yala, but again, I heard from other travelers that it was not very exciting. I actually saw wild elephants on the road coming down here from my motorbike. Be careful with the wild elephants. Make sure you do not get too close to them. They can become very, very dangerous very, very quickly. So learn about that. Watch some YouTube videos on elephant attacks before even coming to Sri Lanka, so you can prepare yourself, because there's not going to be signs or anything that tells you to be careful of elephants. Luckily I heard from some other travelers how dangerous they can be. So anyways, I continued down. I heard a lot about the South Beaches. Really, it was so quiet. I hardly saw any foreigners in the entire country until I got to maybe Ella. Ella is a little bit more popular, but very, very quiet country, you guys. It's not a country where you're going to be going out partying late night. There might be 2 or 3 locations in the entire country where there might be a party like once a week on the weekends. But overall, I didn't go to a single party. It was so quiet. By 6 o'clock at night, everything's dark and very, very quiet, guys. Hardly any foreigners. I don't know if it's the time of year or what, but I was here in December. Oh, I had to mention it was super rainy in the mountains here. These super tall mountains. You're looking at elevation of like 6,000 feet in this area. 4,000, 6,000. Very, very mountainous areas. And it was so rainy between Kandy and Ella. Just torrential downpour. And I was there in the month of December. So we'll continue down to the beach area down here. I really enjoyed my time motorbiking along the coast here. I started to see more foreigners and tourists down in this area. Tangal, Matara, Marissa. And my favorite town in all of Sri Lanka is called Unawatuna. This town was like nothing that I've seen anywhere else in the country. It was set up just very cute with shops and the beach and restaurants and little cafes, a lot of cool little guest houses. It was definitely very unique compared to anywhere else in Sri Lanka. So be sure to check out Unawatuna when you're there. And then you can motorbike up or cruise up. Hikkaduwa is popular. And then you go up to Colombo and you finish your route. So since I was there 28 days, it sort of felt like overkill. I spent the first week just motorbiking around flatlands and just burning time. I would just get on my motorbike just for something to do, because there really wasn't hardly anything to do. I just put in some music and go for a motorbike ride just for something to do. But a trip like this to come see this country, I would suggest right around 14 days would be ideal. Somewhere around that, you'd be able to see all the best places of Sri Lanka and get a good idea. I'll point out to you guys one more time here. start here, go up around just basically this circle loop right here. You can do it either which way you want, but that's about as exciting, the most exciting part of Sri Lanka. I've met people who've been over here, said not much going on. So I realized after my 28-day exploring mission of Sri Lanka, it's more of a country where you just enjoy the nature, enjoy the friendliness of the people, and you're not going to be doing anything too wild and crazy. But yeah, it was a really good trip overall. Super happy I went. Spent less than $1,200 for the month to see the country. And if you're ever in the area, come on and check out Sri Lanka. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. Oh, the best thing that I did in Sri Lanka was hanging out with elephants. I thought all over Sri Lanka, I thought there was going to be elephants to hang out with and see. And I was coming towards the end of my trip, and I hadn't engaged with any elephants besides a few of the wild ones I saw on the road. And I wanted the experience to hang out with elephants, and I finally found a spot which is near Pinawala. The place is called Elephant Freedom Camp, and it's in this little town, Pinawala. I guess it's not showing up on this map, but it's just west of Kandy. I would put that first thing on your list if you go to Sri Lanka, is to check out the Elephant Freedom Camp. You get to hang out with elephants for like 4 hours. They feed you, they gave me like 2 meals. I ended up staying the night there. It was so much fun. So that should be definitely on your top priority. They don't allow you to ride the elephants, which is cool. They take really good care of the elephants. But that was the highlight of my trip in Sri Lanka. Couple things I'll finish up the video with is a lot of the travelers I saw, they were either taking private taxis, which were very, very expensive. It was like $60 taxis, $80 taxis. So I definitely saved some money by renting a motorbike if possible. That's the way to do it. But if you have 2 people, you'll probably want to get a tuk-tuk or take buses. But I was really surprised to see foreigners taking so many private taxis. Another tip I'll give you guys if you're traveling to the country is, if you're traveling there by yourself, do not expect to be dating the local women of the country. I would say it was very, very lonely in a way, just by myself. It was so quiet at nighttime. Apparently the women are supposed to be indoors in their house no later than 8 o'clock at night. Dating in Sri Lanka, I mean, it was even hard for me to have a conversation with a woman there unless I was like buying something from her, like some water or some food. But really there was hardly any interaction with women. I didn't go on a single date. I didn't buy a girl a single beer there. So if you're coming to the country, I recommend bringing somebody with you, either a friend or some sort of companion, to make your trip more enjoyable. Because for me to be there, I like to have some women interaction, just go out for a date and talk to them. But I found it so difficult to even communicate with the women there, between the differences in religion and culture. Maybe I'll make a whole video just about dating in Sri Lanka, but I couldn't find any videos on YouTube talking about dating in Sri Lanka. So I highly recommend bring somebody with you It'll make your trip more enjoyable in most cases. And yeah, if there's anything I would have done differently for next time, it's just to try to bring a friend or bring somebody along to enjoy the time with. There's so many locals who ask me, oh, you're traveling by yourself? It's super rare to find solo travelers in the country. Most people were with their significant others, their husband or wife or girlfriend, boyfriend. And I think that's the way to enjoy the country more, because it honestly just wasn't very exciting in the dating department. Also, drinking in Sri Lanka can be quite expensive. 2 beers can equivalent to 1 night stay, like $6 for 2 beers. And if you're going to a fancier place for mixed drinks, you can be looking at like $6 a drink. So I did not do much, if at all, any drinking in the country. It can get very, very pricey very quickly. But overall, it's a good trip. I think I might have spent maybe too much time in the country. I think if I were to go back again, knowing what I know now, I think about 14 days would be a good amount of time to explore the best parts of Sri Lanka. I did get to see a lot of cool local areas with the extra time that I had. Got to hang out with locals and have different local experiences, which I love. And overall, it's a great trip. I hope this video helps you guys out. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'd be happy to assist you guys in any questions that you guys have. And go explore it. Great friendly people. And also be aware that it's a very social country, so when you're walking around, most of the locals are gonna come up and talk to you. You might be answering the same question 20 or 30 times a day. The questions that they ask are, where are you from? How long you're in the country for? What do you do for work? And they'll ask you how much, where you stay in your hotel? How much did you pay for your hotel? If you have a motorbike, they'll ask you how much did you pay to rent your motorbike? So there's a lot of questions the locals will ask you. And I think what they're doing by asking all these questions, they're trying to figure out, you know, what type of foreigners are coming to Sri Lanka, because tourism has been very, very low, to say the least, over the course of well, a long time. And it's just starting to rebound right now from the economical crisis, COVID. There was a bombing there years ago. So I think the locals ask these questions to kind of get a feel for who's coming to the country, how long they're staying, and they're hurting for tourism big time. So that might be it for this video, guys. Bang that like and subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think, if you guys went there and what you guys saw and did. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys all in the next Backpacking with Banger episode. See ya.